Hey guys, Allison here. Well, we've been talking about freedom and we're starting the month of February. So I want to talk about freedom in relationships or freedom of relationships, right? Now, I want to look at all relationships here. Are you free? Do you feel free in your relationship with your significant other, whether it's a spouse, boyfriend, or girlfriend? Do you feel free to be yourself? Do you feel free to bring up a problem that you can trust that they will allow you to and help you to resolve it, that you can communicate freely? Do you feel, especially if you're single, do you feel that I have to hold on to this relationship? It might be my only shot. That's important because I think so many people, you get to a certain age, it seems like there's nobody out there. And I think that there's a pernicious concept that is out there that I want to challenge, and that people always say, well, marriage, it's work. Relationships are a lot of work. Well, they're a lot more work when they're not the right relationship. So if you're looking for a relationship, look for a relationship that works and not one that you have to work on all the time. Now, to in a very general sense, yeah, we work on a relationship. What does that mean? We make time. We discuss matters. We bring things up that need to be addressed. We nurture one another. We make sacrifices for our significant other, our children, all right? Those are all really good things. But do you feel free? And the hallmark of a healthy relationship is freedom. That you are free to be yourself and that the other party is respecting your freedom. What does that mean? Not manipulating you, not making you feel guilty, not being passive aggressive and then denying, oh, I didn't mean that. No, It's really important to have freedom in every one of our relationships. So let's say with your employer, do you feel free or are you in a slave-master relationship there too? Think about that. If you do struggle with that, it's really helpful to take stock of who you are, to remember your gifts, what you bring to the table, what your talents are, what's special about you. Because so often, especially when we're kind of like in this kind of like beggar relationship, wanting somebody to love us, we may put a lot of things aside that are important to us because we don't feel free to bring them up, or we don't feel that this person's going to stay around. Dating's the time to test all that, folks, all right, to really get to know somebody. But again, all our relationships should be free. There needs to be freedom. Now, we often may voluntarily do things we don't really want to do for the good of the other, right? That's called a sacrifice, and that's a beautiful thing. But especially I think we got to be careful as Catholics because we're used to sacrificing and suffering, and all of that's good. But our relationships, particularly your intimate relationships, aren't supposed to just be suffering, all right? When we are sacrificing for another, there's a certain joy, right? So let's say you're giving something up in order to afford a special present for your child. It doesn't hurt really. I mean, you might miss the thing you're giving up, but you really want to do it because you love your child so much, right? So think about this concept, especially during this month of February, we're focusing on relationships. Are you free? And how can you become free in relationships? So think about this example. If you knew as a man or a woman who's looking to meet somebody that, hey, there's a lot of fish in the sea and I got a lot to bring to the table, well, then you're going to be a lot more discerning about what you will put up with and what you're looking for, right? You'll make your list and this is what I'm looking for. But if you feel unworthy, you won't do that. So it's important to that might be a self-esteem issue there. In relationship with, let's say, your job or your business, if you have a business and you feel like, I've got to take every customer that comes my way, and some of them are just obnoxious, and they're going to be more work than they're worth. If you feel free And maybe you don't feel that financially well off right now, but setting those boundaries and having the freedom to say no to certain relationships is going to preserve your energy for those relationships that are life-giving, that are valuable to you. So the hallmark of a healthy relationship is absolute reverence for the other person's freedom. So to like how we ask for something without manipulating, right? To just really allow someone to be who they are. And if they're not right for you, they're not right for you. It doesn't always have to be a horrible breakup and everything else. Know who you are, know what you're worth. If you struggle with that, if you really, really struggle with that, reach out to a therapist. All right? Learn how to set boundaries. Get those wounds healed, because God wants you to truly be loved. He loves you so much, and He wants you to be loved in your relationships and respected. So it's a tough one sometimes to kind of navigating relationship freedom, but it's important. So I hope you find that helpful. Please like and share the video. God bless you.